Every year, hundreds of thousands of anglers and tourists visit the Florida Keys in search of an epic fishing experience. Widely considered one of the best places on earth to fish, the Florida Keys has so much to offer every single angler. There's bridges, there's flats, and there's so much area to traverse. Not only is there ground to cover, but there's tons of different species that you can get both from land and on a boat. Join me as we fish a lesser known area in Islamorada in search of some trophy fish using nothing but artificial. It gets epic.
There we go. Got one. Wow, that's a freaking good one, dude. That hit was so subtle, too. That's a freaking giant mutton. What is happening, y'all? Welcome to day 2 in Islamorada, Florida. We are going to be doing this key series for quite some time because we're spending 2 weeks here. So I don't know how many episodes are going to be in this series, and it's not really like a sequential series. If you didn't watch the first one, you don't need to watch this one. But we're out here doing the dang thing, and the day has already been amazing. You guys are in store for an awesome video, and I hope that you watch the whole thing so you can see the progression of events that led to this climactic moment that I just happened. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I took a huge leap of faith, and it paid off in a big way. So I am so excited about this video, and I'm so happy to be able to do things like this and provide the content for you guys to watch at home. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm gonna shut up and just get right into this video. This is some awesome Keys fishing. All right, y'all, so it is day 2 for me in Islamorada. Like I said, we're gonna try to spend 2-3 days here, and then we're gonna move our way down to Marathon and fish Bahia Honda, the 7 Mile, and all the iconic spots. This will be a long series. I don't know how many episodes, but I'm here for like 2 weeks, so I plan on just making tons of different content. Today we're probably going to go back to where I was on those muttons, but we're starting off at a smaller bridge that's very close to there. I don't know the names of any of these bridges. I just basically am trying to find any moving water. There's so much grass at the bottom, it's crazy. I keep getting snagged on it. So crazy. Any moving water, man, that's what I'm trying to do. You'll pull out of the grass snag and then you'll get a freaking hit. So I've been out here for like an hour waiting for the tide to switch to start filming. All I've caught are some mutton snappers and some jacks. I think this is a jack. No big muttons, or I would have filmed that. I don't know if this is a jack. It's fighting pretty odd. If it's a mutton, it's a hell of a mutton. I hope it's a mutton. It came right out of that grass snag on the freaking bottom. It's probably a jack. Yeah, it's a jack. So many jacks, dude. Like this one hit just like a mutton, like just on the bottom. Perfect release. Just right, like you watch me pull it out of that grass snag, and then it just followed up with that. It's so annoying, man. We're using these Z-Man 4-inch pinfish colored baits on this 3/4 ounce jig head. I may switch to shrimp jigging because I do think that when I was using a shrimp jig, I was getting less jacks the other day, if you missed that video. So I might switch to that because I'm so sick of catching jack crevalle, man. Like, I'm so sick of it. I love big jacks. If these were all 20 pounders, dude, I'd be thrilled, you know, but I want to catch these muttons while I'm here. It's not often that you can go somewhere this close to shore and catch keeper muttons. Like, I don't know how many places are there in the world that you can even freaking do that, dude. Not many. So that's what I really want to do. I ate that mutton from the other video. I didn't film it because we took it to a restaurant called Lorelei's where they cook your catch. Dude, it was unbelievable. And that one 18-inch fish was enough food for me and my wife. That's why I don't like keeping the mangroves, because it's like 10, 11 inches. It's just like, how many of those do I need to fillet? At least 2 or 3, you know, to get a good yield. Look, I'm on the grass. All right, this isn't a rock, it's grass. I can pull out of it. Oh, I might actually be on a rock now. Yeah, this may actually be a rock. Yeah, that was a rock. And we broke off. I'll show you guys the jig heads I'm using. I think I'm gonna switch to a shrimp. So here's the jig heads. These have been amazing. The hooks are a little weak. They bend out, but I actually don't, they're not weak enough. Like, it would have to be a huge fish to bend out that hook. But if you get snagged, they're weak enough. I know this sounds bad. I'm not affiliated with them, but they're weak enough that I'll bend the hook with my knot, which I like. Some people don't like that, but I like that. Right angler pliers, because there's nothing really for them to get into. You know, there's some rocks at the bottom and stuff, but it's nothing treacherous. All right, let's see if we have some shrimps. Oh, dude, we have some shrimps. Let's pull both out. I think it's gonna be a long day. Let the 2 front prongs are out. That looks good. Let's do that again. That was epic. First cast on that natural colored shrimp, and we got something that does not feel like a jack. Like a look down, or oh my god, do we have ourselves a nice mangrove. I'm gonna keep that sucker. Dude, that's a huge freaking mangrove. Dude, that's like a 16-inch mangrove snapper. Are you kidding me, dude? That's like a freaking giant man. I hope I still have ice in here. Oh no, we don't have ice in here. Alright, well, he's going in the well. Alright guys, so we're gonna do a little vertical jigging. My screen is loaded. I'm out way in front of this bridge. And it's all mangroves because I saw them come up and chase my little... Dude. I saw them come up and chase my little bait. They're big mangroves. Like big. I wouldn't mind keeping like 5 of those. Dude, I can't believe I'm not hooking them. There's so many. I'm drawing so many up. About to switch to a 1 ounce. There we go. There's so many. Oh my god, my screen is loaded, dude. Look at this. That's so crazy. There we go. Got one. Decent one. A freaking grouper? I catch a grouper and all that? Dude, my screen. Beautiful fish, not what we're after. Going back. I've never seen my screen like this in my life with big fish. Oh my god, there's some giants down there. There we go, he stuck one. Feels like a jack. Yep, it's a jack. Of course the jack gets glued. Makes me wonder how many of these are down there. Since we seem to be on the mother lode, I'm actually going to switch to a 1 ounce jig head with a shrimp on my other rod so I can just get freak down there. It's there you are. A little ridiculous. Sometimes ridiculous things tend to work. There it is. That doesn't look that ridiculous. All right, screen is still completely, oh my God, it's the most loaded it's been. Here we go, dropping down. Giant mangrove, dude. Giant mangrove. Look at that freaking stud. That's what's down there, dude. Yes, the 1 ounce worked. You're going home with me, buddy. I'm sorry, dude. The 1 ounce worked. I love the keys. Mixed with some big ones. Here we go, we got something. We got ourselves another little mangrove. Go home. There's a big school again, coming back. Oh my God, that was a good one. Wow. That's a good fish, dude. Oh, that's a snagged one. It's another keeper. That one's got tons of black spots on it. I'm just gonna dehook this one. Let it go. It's probably right at the keeper mark. So, I don't really care. Oh, big ones, big ones, big ones. Let's see if we can vertically jig them. There's a giant fish in this pile. I'll show you my screen. I gotta get the shot for you. That's the Garmin unit right now. Those are all mangroves. I'm sure there's some muttons mixed in. There's just a lot of small ones to sift through. There we go, we got one. It's wild how the mangroves are so thick in this area where there's so much structure, right? I broke off like 5 times here. Wow, that's another really good mangrove. Versus like, is this? Yeah, it's definitely a keeper. Versus like, we're gonna throw it back though. Unless it's like big, I don't really care for it. Versus like those muttons were on sandy bottom and grass beds. These things are sitting in rocks. I can feel the rocks as my bait glides. They like the rocks. I know there's some more 15, 14 inchers down there. There we go, there's another one. Starting to dial in when they're biting. I'm just trying to get the bigger ones. God, dude, a giant pile just came by the boat. A grouper. Another grouper. Just sitting there. I wasn't even reeling. See ya, bro. Just like that, my screen went blank. There's nothing on it. Was that a jack that just chased this up? Wow, that was insane. That's probably why my screen went blank. I'm starting to understand how these fish work. I think when the jacks come in, the snapper run. Maybe because it's competition. A jack that big is not a threat to a snapper at all. But maybe when the jacks move in on the snapper hole, they just can't compete as far as eating, so they just leave.
So don't get me wrong, it's really awesome to be able to vertically jig keeper-sized mangrove snapper and have them in abundance, but like anything, everything ends up getting old, and I was kind of getting bored because I had been here for hours. I knew that a short ride away there was an opportunity to go and get another keeper mutton snapper, which was really what I was out here for. I took a pretty big gamble and left all of these biting fish because I wanted to go and get on some mutton snapper. You guys are going to see what ends up happening.
Alright, we've made it to our mutton spot from my last video. It wasn't that far of a run. We're going to start off right away with this 1 ounce jig head because very similar to how those mangroves were eating, when I was catching the mutton, I also had to keep it on the bottom, or else I would get Jack Crevalle. And yeah, so we're going to throw the same shrimp. The same exact thing we were doing for those mangroves. My screen is not nearly as loaded, so it's a little bit painful to be doing this, but we're gonna give it 20 minutes. If we catch one, great. If we get on them, great. If we don't, then we leave. We go back to the mangroves and maybe they'll fire up even more at sunset. Similar to like a mangrove snapper, like a small one, but I had like taps like that, and then I was pulling up 16-inch muttons. Wow, that's a pretty good one, dude. That hit was so subtle too. That's a freaking giant mutton. That's a freaking giant. I have a 1 ounce jig head, so I got to be really careful. This is the biggest mutton of the trip for me. Playing it light. Playing it light. This thing is so big. That hit was so subtle, dude. Wow, this is big, dude. This is big. Sorry, I am not focused on the camera, guys. Oh my God, yeah, that's 18. Oh my God, that is 18. Get in the freaking boat. Yes, dude. That is a chunk. The mutton mission paid off again, dude. Look at that thing. God, that hit was so subtle. Let's triple check. Guys, 20-inch mutton snapper on the freaking Z-Man shrimp. Choked it, and that was on that Saragossa 5K with the dark matter psychedelic rod. Dude, look at that. 20-inch mutton. Oh my God. I know it's like, oh, they get so much bigger. Bro, look at land is right there. I could have caught that from land. And I'm not talking about like land access where like you walk miles onto the bridge, like the 7 Mile bridge. I'm talking about land is right there, dude. Like, woo! Yes! She's gonna eat all my crabs. We did it! The mutton mission paid off.